What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Beat the Wizard podcast. We got a lot of great topics to talk about today. I'm Jack here with my co-host Graham.
Welcome back, everyone. We are excited to jump into the latest news of the NBA. Quick reminder, if you aren't already subscribed, please make sure to do so because it does help us out a lot. So we're going to start off with talking about teams that are hot on little streaks, and then we're going to finish up talking about the Bulls and what's all their injury news and what's going on with them.
Yep, we're going to keep it to a 10-minute timer for the first topic, then we'll talk about the Bulls for about 5 minutes. I'll let you start off, Graham, introduce the teams we're going to talk about, and you can go ahead now.
Okay, so we got Phoenix, Boston, Utah, Portland, surprisingly, and then Memphis. I do want to start out with Boston because they're on the longest winning streak. They've won 9 games. Derek White got traded from the Spurs to the Celtics, and he's just the perfect plug-and-play player for them. Marcus Smart was on, I think, JJ Redick's podcast is where he said it. I'm not really sure, though. And he was talking about, when we play little guards like Trae Young or Ja, they really play very well against us because we have trouble guarding them. And Derek White is that type of player who can pester a good guard like that. And he can also shoot the ball at like a 37% clip from 3. So he's been really nice for them. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are playing really well together. Once again, we did talk about this earlier. Should they break it up? Should they not? It's still up in the air for me, but I think keeping them together was the right choice.
I agree for the time being because earlier in the season, you saw they didn't look like they enjoyed playing with each other.
Right.
And they also just the body language wasn't there. I agree with you. Derek White was a great move. I liked that move for them. And the teams that you see them beating, like they've beat good teams. They killed Philly last night. Sorry, I'm pulling up the recent schedule.
They beat them by 50.
Yeah, they beat Denver. They beat Brooklyn, and Brooklyn's been playing terrible anyway. They beat Miami. Yeah. They beat Atlanta, who is playing much better now too. They beat Charlotte, who's a solid team as well. So it's not like they're just winning against shitty teams. They're playing well. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown have seemed to figure it out, which is good for them. And they're like, again, those are 2 superstar, all-star type players. No one wants to see them in the playoffs. So to keep playing like this, who knows?
Right, you really don't. Right now, they're the 6th seed. And last time we talked about them, they were outside of the play-in, I'm pretty sure. Maybe at the 10th spot. So it's been really impressive with them.
You saw they got Daniel Tice back, too.
Yeah, he hasn't even played for them yet.
Which I thought was a decent move. I think they needed some extra size behind Horford, and Tice fills that for him.
I agree. I don't think Ennis Freedom Cantor, whatever his name is, was the right fit for them. He just got waived, so an interesting option.
Do not pick him up, Chicago. Do not pick him up.
But not for Chicago because he doesn't. He plays no defense. I don't have anything nice.
No, we don't need more scoring.
Yeah.
Lamar can do that.
All right, let's talk about Phoenix. So they are on a nice little 6-game streak after losing 1. And before that, they were on a 10-game streak. They are the best team in the NBA. I don't think there's a debate in that. They beat the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, who they played in the finals by 30 a couple of games ago. Just destroyed them. They picked apart the Bulls. I know that was only a 3-point game at the end, but it was like 14 with like a minute left. And then Malcolm Hill decides to turn into Tracy McGrady. But I think – I don't think there's any debate. There's no way around it. They are the best team in basketball right now. Chris Paul is playing at an MVP level, even though his scoring numbers aren't that high. He's averaging almost 11 assists per game. Yeah. Also, Cam Johnson looks really good. Jay Crowder. They're just really deep. And one more thing. Last year, their problem was size. They couldn't match up with Milwaukee. JaVale McGee has been playing very good basketball for them.
Oh, yeah. I agree with everything you said. They're definitely the best team in basketball. I think they're the team to beat in the West. I think Golden State and Phoenix, barring any injuries, will definitely be the Eastern or Western Conference Finals for sure. They'll probably go to 7 games, at least 6. There's not much more to say on them. They have the chemistry better than anyone in the league right now. Mikal Bridges is one of the best defenders in the league. DeAndre Ayton's got better. Chris Paul seems to get better as he gets older. Devin Booker he can average 40 if he wanted to. He doesn't, but he gets 30 in his sleep any night. So, the Suns, I think, are the best team in the league right now and will be the best team going into the playoffs. I think they're probably the team to beat definitely in the West. The East
Yeah,
was how Philly
I,
looked.
I think that will be a great matchup, the Warriors Suns matchup. That could be the potential finals matchup right there. Because we haven't really seen a fully healthy Warriors team. James
Right.
Wiseman hasn't played all year. I don't know if he comes back and starts, but Kevin Looney has been good for them. Draymond Green hasn't played in like a month.
He's been in and out. Clay's been in
Yeah,
and out since he
right.
got back still.
And Steph's starting to get hot again.
Yep. Which we all
So
said.
yeah, that'll be a great matchup.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, let's go to. I do want to talk about Portland really quick. So they traded Damian Lillard away. They traded Norman Powell away. And
McCollum away. Sorry, McCollum, not
wait,
Lillard.
who did I say? Okay, yes. They did not trade Damian Lillard. They traded McCollum, Powell, Covington, and Larry Nance. So those were maybe their four best players that were playing at the time. I know Anthony Simons is really good, but they're four best like older veteran players. So you expected them to, kind of fall off, but that has not been the case. They've beaten the Lakers, then the Knicks, and then the Milwaukee Bucks, who I don't know what's going on with the Milwaukee Bucks, but that's very impressive for them, especially with the team that has Anthony Simons and then Dennis Smith Jr. coming off the bench with Winslow, and Nurkic is still there.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. Hopefully they can get into the playoffs so the Bulls can get their pick.
Yeah, as a Bulls fan, I hope they do. But if you're Portland, do you really want to be in the play-in game? Probably
Right.
not. You probably want to drop out of that race. I'm pretty sure Dame is – they haven't come out and said it, but he's probably shut down for the season because they're looking to lose at this point. Yeah, they've had 3 respectable wins. I'm not sure if Giannis played in that game, by the way, on Monday. So
I don't think he did.
That it may have something to do with them beating Milwaukee.
Probably.
But either way, props to Anthony Simons, all the Portland players, because right now they're a bunch of, G League or lower guys in the NBA. They're just trying to prove themselves in a spot. So they're going to come out and compete every night. And teams are not taking them seriously, which is why they're winning games. So good for them. But I think they're probably going to drop out of the race soon.
Yeah, I think they
should want to as well.
Right. I mean, coming in with all the cap space next year, you get Joe Ingles back and Damian Lillard. And you would want a top 5 pick to go along with that to either trade or keep and play with Anthony Simons.
Yep.
All right. And then the last one was Memphis. That's right. Memphis is just a really, really good all-around team. I think I don't remember who they beat last night, but it was a good team without Ja Morant.
Yeah.
They are really just balanced up and down. I wanted to kind of see them make a move at the deadline, and they didn't, which isn't a big deal. They could have gone either way because they're just that type of team. I wanted to maybe see Kyle Anderson get traded for another big, because I don't know how good Xavier Tillman is, but I really like when they play Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5. And I know Steven Adams is good for them. He's one of the best screeners in the NBA, but I do like Jaren Jackson playing that 5 for them.
Yeah, these most recent winning streaks, they're not the most respectable teams, but they're like the Suns this year where they lose 1, then win 5, or lose 2, and they'll win 8. Like, they bounce back. They never really play down to their competition. They usually always just kill their competition like they're supposed to. And because of that has them right now 3rd in the West, I'm pretty sure, and not a team anyone wants to face. And they're kind of flying on the radar right now because everyone's talking about Phoenix and Golden State and still the Lakers for some reason, but more so their drama being bad than good. And Memphis gets to fly under the radar, so good for them.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Yeah, and I love Ja Morant, so I'm hoping they have a good playoffs.
Yeah, I just saw a report today that the Pelicans offered multiple packages to try and pair Ja Morant and Zion Williamson together. That would have been something to watch. Yeah, but also, and then I saw Zion needs another surgery.
Yep, I'll touch on that real quick. I think that's probably will happen. I think he's going to get out of there soon. I don't think he wants to play there. I think he's just delaying it. I would love to see him in Memphis. That would be awesome.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
So.
But yeah, I think this injury thing is more serious than a lot of people think.
I also think he's not really trying to come back. I think he's been lazy with his rehab and his physical therapy, and he's not trying to get in shape for it, which is why it's leading to worse problems. If he's on, say, the Lakers or Memphis or a team that's good, so not the Lakers, but like say he was on honestly, if he was in New York too, a place he wanted to play, I think you'd see him making more of an effort to get back. Right now, the only news you hear on him is, it got worse. I haven't heard anything on it getting better at all.
No, nothing. All right, should we
Uh,
go to the
yeah,
Bulls?
let's move on to the Bulls because I know we want to touch on a couple things regarding recent injury updates. Nice little 3-game winning streak that we're on right now, I'm pretty sure.
Because of
And Demar is insane. So I'm gonna start this 5-minute timer real quick, and you can start if you'd like.
Okay, yeah. So by the way, we play the Kings tonight, or as
Yeah.
of Wednesday. But this has been something crazy. No player in Bulls history, or I think tonight he goes for the all-time record of 35 plus shooting 50% from the field,
Yes, he
which
is
is
the
Will Chamberlain's record.
right. He's the only player ever who is of age 32 or older though to do 35 plus in 6 straight games.
That's
So
that's crazy.
and he's doing it with no 3-point shot. Last game
Yeah,
he had 40 and
minimal
didn't attempt a
3-point
single
shot.
three.
Yeah. He also, I noticed he gets like to shoot a 3-point shot for him, he needs like a little running start. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I don't know. It's something interesting. And even when he shoots the three, I'm like, that might go in. I think it might go in. But yeah, Kobe White has been playing really good basketball too as of late. I don't want DeRozan to overshadow. And so is Nikola Vucevic. He really looks like he's coming into his own.
Back. That's what he's supposed to.
Finally. And he's figured out, hey, I don't need to shoot 5 threes a game because I making one of them is not going to help my team out. I need to post up little men and do my nice little post fades, and that'll work. So they've been playing really good together. Javonte Green also has been playing out of his mind lately.
Oh, yeah.
We just got Derrick Jones Jr. back, and we got some Alex Caruso news too, if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, Caruso is 7 to 10 days away from being able to dribble and shoot again, which means like all his brace and stuff will be off. I'm hoping that means after he comes back, it's like a week and a half to 2 weeks till a return of just conditioning and making sure his wrist is, fully healthy again. But if we look at a timeline, then LaVine should be back after the All-Star break, which was just reported. So you're looking at LaVine coming back right after the All-Star break, Caruso coming back hopefully 2 weeks after that, P. Will coming back maybe a week after that, and then Lonzo the week after that.
Right.
So everyone
help is on the way.
Go in, help us on the way. Demar has done a beautiful job holding it down. I'm hoping that he goes over tonight and goes for like another 35, 40 points, which would be awesome.
I don't see anybody on Sacramento
that can guard him. I also don't see anyone on Sabonis is great, but Vucevic is heavier and bigger than he is. So I think
Sabonis always plays pretty well against us, though. He likes to eat on Vuce.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes down.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The Kings have not turned it around. They're 2-1 since Sabonis got there. Sabonis clearly makes a change, but it's not going to be a big enough change for them to make any noise.
Yeah, the 2-man game does look good, though, with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. Both of them, De'Aaron Fox is like 23, still 24, and Sabonis is 25. So that's 2 future All-Stars, hopefully, for them.
So, in the end, it may end up working. I don't think it's going to be enough, but
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I want to touch on Io as well. Io has been great. I think Lonzo going out, as much as it sucks, it's also great to see Io develop to become where he is now. He can get 8 assists in his sleep if he wants to. Vooch has really been benefiting off of Io's play, especially his passing. So it kind of shows what it's like to play with a big like Kofi Coburn that Indiana just does not have this year because Illinois is just so much better than them.
Not needed, but
okay. But, you're welcome. So, yeah, I love Io. Hopefully he continues to do what he's doing, and the Cavalry is coming back. We just got to wait a couple more weeks.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Trace Jackson Davis, by the way. Yes, we lost to Wisconsin last night, but another fluke. Don't know how it happened.
Yeah, it's crazy. Can't believe
it'll be interesting to see what the lineups are with the Bulls when they come back because I don't know how you can't have Io and Vooch on the court together all the time. I mean, maybe you start Lonzo out, but I really want to see them play more together because it seems they built up a nice chemistry. So maybe Io, Zach, and Vooch, and then you have Lonzo, Caruso.
Yeah. Actually, let's talk about that for quick minute. If everyone is back healthy all at once, which we haven't seen for like months at this point, but hopefully once it happens, I'd like to see like Vooch go out a little bit earlier in the game, play him the first 5 to 6 minutes, bring Io in that 5 to 6 minutes, and then have him play the rest of the quarter, have Vooch come back with like 2 minutes left to go in the first, play him till like 8 minutes left in the second. I don't know how Billy wants to match DeRozan and LaVine because he does a great job of mismatching DeRozan and LaVine. We don't know what it looks like with P. Willie. But I
Right.
like to see Vooch play with Io still. And Lonzo's great too. Lonzo can do the same thing that he can for Vooch.
Yeah.
But what Lonzo does more than Io does is Lonzo shoots the ball more, which means Vooch gets less touches. And I'm fine with Lonzo shooting. He's shooting like 40% from three this year. But
It's like eighth in the NBA.
yeah, but at the end of the day, I'd love to see Io on the court with Vooch still. So the way that Billy meshes the lineups will really affect how we look, I say, going into the playoffs. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's something we can figure out.
Yeah, and hopefully we have enough time to kind of get a groove in going to the playoffs. But I think that Levine and Vooch work better together than DeRozan and Vooch because DeRozan's a kind of like a I need the ball in an isolation, which is fine.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But another thing is you need to surround that man with shooters or somebody else who can take the ball to the hole because when he's out there playing with Troy Brown and Matt Thomas, nobody who can like really create their own shot. It's tough. It's DeRozan shooting all the time.
Yeah.
So
right now it's working, but you never know.
Right. It is working right now, but that's because DeRozan is playing like an MVP, which I mean, maybe he can keep up. Hopefully, I'm praying for it, but who knows?
Right. Well, we have overshot our time limit 5 minutes by like a minute here. So that's probably all for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. For as always, if you guys want to check out our TikTok, it's just Beat the Buzzer, and you can follow us at Twitter at beat_the buzzer. And please like and subscribe to this video. It helps us out a lot.
It does. Lastly, if you guys have any topics you would like to talk about or topics or comments, leave them down below. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.